a warrant of arrest, asking the police to arrest them and bring them to the Rivers State House of Assembly.
It is with a heavy heart that I rise to add my voice to this conversation. Speaker, recall that the House was supposed to proceed on recess, but because we understand that we're here not for the service of ourselves, but for the service of our state, we push it forward. Recall, Mr. Speaker, that now sitting, our mothers, our women rose up in these chambers to plead very passionately from the innermost part of their hearts that because the person in question is a Rivers person, because of his pedigree and in the interest of our state, and because of the principle of fair hearing, we should extend our invitation, give the chairman of RSIEC more time to appear. Mr. Speaker, I commend those members or former members of RSIEC that have come today to inform the House that they are resigned. But it is painful that the chairman has disobeyed, has insulted, has relegated this assembly to the background. It is never heard, never been spoken of in Rivers State that the House of Assembly will invite an appointee of the government, an appointee of the people of Rivers State, and he will disregard and insult us like this. Mr. Speaker, all we do is according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's our ground norm. Section 128 gives us the power to invite, to investigate, to invite anyone. Section 129 gives us the power to procure evidence. And in doing so, we can invite anybody in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, the chairman of RSIEC, knowing this very well, decided to ignore that invitation to insult the House. Mr. Speaker, I think it is time for us to activate the innate power of the law to bite. It is time for us to give life to the innate power of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to inflict pain on those who deliberately ignore the laws of the land. Mr. Speaker, I think it is time for this House to act and demonstrate that there is only one law that governs our operations in this country. There's only one constitution that governs the actions of governors, of government, of members of public service in this country. The Speaker, I think that without much ado, this House will immediately issue the warrant of arrest, has instructed, has intended by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That is my submission.
You know, grace to the member of RSIEC and the chairman, which of course they failed to comply. To me, I believe, just like they always say, there's no long Simon evening service. The leader of the House has already, made out the sections, the level sections that has authorized us, has given us the power to, of course, issue any form of discipline this House deemed to carry out concerning they are not complying with our invitation. So to me, I don't think there will be any need for us to go back and forth. It's a matter that we've decided before over and over. Gave them, the first time was for 2 hours, and the second time we met, we gave them up to today. And of course, they are not here. I think it's high time we make them understand that we are here for business and not for joke. So to me, I'm saying we should spell out the necessary, should read out the necessary section that's given us, which she had did, if she had just, did proceed with the actions. That will be my submission.
Tony Williams. I represent Abuja East Conference 1. Mr. Speaker, Justice Fenebe, the RSIEC Chairman, is taking us for granted. On Friday we were here, majority of the women stood and pleaded that he should be given another opportunity to present himself to me. To honor the invitation. As you can see, he's not bothered. We've taken enough from him. Mr. Speaker, I support Enebeli should be arrested. It's high time we arrested him. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, I want to align myself on section 1928, 129. We cannot change this constitution today because of the reason. So I'm supporting that we I want to join the last speaker that we should summon these people. Issue the warrant of arrest. Because if we don't do it, the next people will invite to do the same thing. Last week I stood there and pleaded that we should allow him and give me another chance. And now he has disobeyed us. If we don't do anything, the next people will invite to do the same thing. So I'm standing here to support that the issue of warrant should be done immediately. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
This is indeed actions of people who want to derail our democracy. What we're deliberating upon today has to do with actions coming from people who want to derail our democracy. Individuals who believe that they are above the Constitution and that they will not obey the Constitution, they will not obey the Rivers State House of Assembly. Clearly, Section 128 of the 1999 Constitution as amended gives us powers to conduct investigations, invite individuals, expose corruption, inefficiency of waste in the execution or administration of laws within our dear states. Going further, Section 128 gives us powers to compel attendance on those who may wish not to obey our resolution, inviting them to appear before this August Assembly. Members are already aware, the entire country is already aware that we have put out our invitation to the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission and his commissioners to appear before this August Assembly to just answer questions, explaining to us what they've done so far, how they receive funds, who approved funds for them, what they did to the billions of naira sent to them last year without approval. We also want them to explain to us what they are doing regarding future local government elections, given that the Supreme Court has already delivered a judgment nullifying the previous one and condemning their non-compliance with the Electoral Act. Answering questions to this assembly is a normal procedure. Even the Independent National Electoral Commission appears before the National Assembly. The chairman of INEC appears before the National Assembly. Enebeli and the others, the commissioners, were screened by this assembly and they appeared before us when they wanted the job. And they vowed to operate within the ambits of the law. It's now time for them to explain to us what they've been doing and what they intend to do. He is not bigger than the law. They are not bigger than the Constitution. It is really sad. It's a sad period for our state, where people who were screened, people who are occupying positions of trust, are relegating our Constitution to the background. Distinguished colleagues, I want to commend your focus, your determination to uphold the law and the Constitution. Rest assured that as your speaker, we will not go back on what we are supposed to do to enforce the Constitution and our laws. Consequently, honorable members, and with your leave, I want to put the question so that we make it official. Those who are in support or who favor that we invoke our powers as enshrined in section 128 subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended to compel the attendance of Justice Enebeli and other commissioners of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission who failed to appear before the Rivers House of Assembly to answer questions in line with the Constitution and extant laws should be asked to be brought to this August Assembly by way of issuing a warrant of arrest, asking the police to arrest them and bring them to the Rivers House of Assembly so that they can answer questions that has to do with what they have done with our funds, what they have done in the last 1 year, and what they intend to do concerning local government elections in Rivers State. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor should please indicate by raising their hands.